Thousands of years ago, humans were hunter-gatherers. We worked really hard to get food to save ourselves from starvation. But the agricultural revolution at the dawn of civilization and the industrial revolution that began approximately 100 years ago changed the way we work and live. We figured out how to mass produce and make all kinds of foods that contain more salt, more oil, and more sugar to satisfy our palates. Machines and automobiles transformed the way we move around, leading to much less physical activity for everybody. Unfortunately, this was also when we began to develop new problems. By the year 2012, 12% of Singaporeans were obese, 27% suffered from heart diseases, and 11% lived with diabetes. The figures are probably even higher now. Our great-great-great-grand-ancestors never had these problems, so why are they prevalent now? What are we doing that makes us sick? Statistics from the Ministry of Manpower show that in the year 2013, 52% of Singaporean workers were professionals, managers, executives, or technicians, what we call PMETs. PMETs sit a lot, more than 6 hours each day at their workstations, 1 to 2 hours seated on the ride home, then another 4 to 5 hours as they eat, watch TV, or rest. PMETs sit for more than 50% of the day. With all that sitting, posture suffers. We slouch, and that gives us back and muscular aches. The lack of movement in our legs also reduces the amount of calories we burn, making us fatter than we would be if we spend the day standing. After many years of doing this, it gets worse. The enzymes in our body that break down fat actually stop working, making us even bigger sized. We become more prone to obesity and other life-threatening diseases like heart attacks, strokes, resulting in premature deaths. Many Singaporeans also have a problem with sleep. We lead a fast-paced life from the moment we begin primary school. Sadly, when we are short on time, one of the first things we sacrifice is sleep. Undersleeping is the norm. Most students have less than 6 hours of sleep on school nights, thinking they can catch up on sleep over the weekends. Adults follow the same behavior. Our sleep patterns are irregular and we often don't perform at our best due to the lack of sleep. What are the consequences of undersleeping? Firstly, the capacity of our brains to handle information shrinks and we feel drowsy. If we're driving, we might find it difficult to pay attention to crucial things like road signs and cars. Instead, we're easily distracted by irrelevant information like restaurant signs or the radio. If we undersleep for many years, our immune system suffers along with our digestive and circulatory systems. A Singapore Chinese health study even found short sleep to be associated with higher risks of heart diseases and stroke. Lastly, the lack of sleep impairs our body's ability to process sugar and fats, and this brings about weight gain and consequently obesity. Sugar is another problem of modern living. Growing up in Singapore means that our children get constantly exposed to sugary foods, some of which are designed just to entice them. Kids are vulnerable to developing a lifelong habit of consuming sweets, and quitting such an addiction won't be easy. When we eat sugar, our blood glucose levels spike. Our bodies produce insulin to bring glucose levels back to normal, but that makes us lethargic and sleepy. Over time, excessive sugar intake leads to elevated blood pressure, heart diseases, stroke, and obesity. With obesity, you also get problems like type 2 diabetes, which comes with a whole other set of long-term complications. So, should we all be panicking now? The fact is, people have better medical care nowadays and live longer as a result. But if we want to fully maximize our health, we must respect our bodies and be mindful of how the modern lifestyle influences our health. So, what should we do in short? 1. Sit less and move more. 2. Get enough sleep. And 3. Cut down our sugar intake. Apparently, the age-old advice, though repetitive and uninteresting, still works best.